Is 70 the new 50? Yeah, that's a big difference, right? That's a big difference. I've got 7 stats for you that will say, yeah, it just might be. I don't know about you guys. Have you ever looked at the old footage, TV shows, whatever, from like the 50s, 60s, even 70s? Have you ever noticed how old even teenagers look back then? Not to mention people in their 30 and 40. I mean, they look like they're in their 50s and 60s, especially if you're looking at programs from the 1950s and 1940s. I don't know if it's just the hairstyle and everything or the clothes they wear, but to me, there's a big difference. So, what do we got here? We got 7 stats telling you that, yeah, 70 may be the best, maybe the new 50. Guys, leave me comments. How do you feel? How have you been feeling health-wise? Are you feeling good for your age? Not so good? Leave me some comments. I'd love to know. And I got all this from the International Monetary Fund. So here's number 1. Someone age 70 in 2022 has the same cognitive ability as a 53-year-old in 2000. Look at that, guys. 17 years difference in 25 actual years. That's a big change. I mean, for all of us getting older, doesn't that feel good? Your cognitive abilities are getting better. Now, is that an improvement in medicine? Is it an improvement in eating, what you're eating? But in only 25 years for it to go up 17 years in cognitive ability, that's pretty amazing, if you ask me. Hey, for those of you who see me for the first time, my name is Duane, and this is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If you think about it like that, think about subscribing and like the video. And if you really like it, down here are 2 ways to further support this channel. Number 2. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back to number 1. The whole thing, the International Monetary Fund found these different figures, and it's based on the surveys of 1 million people age 50 and older in 41 countries. Okay, so we're not just talking about the beautiful US of A. We're going across the world. So I think these are pretty relevant statistics. Number 2, as well as living longer, people are in better health. Seems obvious, right? You're living longer, you're healthier. How did they test this? They tested the group of 1 million people with grip strength and lung function. Okay, so it makes sense. I mean, the older you get, you lose your strength. You might lose the lung capacity because you're slowing down. You're not exercising as much. Sounds pretty valid. So as far as their findings go, someone age 70 in 2022 had the same fitness level as a 56-year-old in 2000. Okay, so not as big a difference as the cognitive ability, but it's still pretty close. We're talking 14 years in only 25 years with the same fitness level of a 70-year-old in 2025 as a 56-year-old in 2000. Excuse me, 70-year-old in 2022. That should go for the first point as well. But they did this survey recently, but it's obviously not updated 2025. We're talking 2022. But regardless, that's only a 3-year difference there, right? It's just amazing to me how much better people are taking care of themselves nowadays, right? Is that all the information we get on the news now about what to eat, what not to eat? Hey, you should be doing these many steps per day. I'm sure that's a big part of it. But I think just in general, they want to be healthy. They want to be able to retire early in some cases and live a long 30, even sometimes 40-year-old retirement. It's not like before, let's say even go back to the 80s, 90s, especially before then, where you just want to work. And then after that, hey, I've got 10 years, do nothing, watch TV, and then I'm gone. There's so much more to do now, so many more avenues to have fun, to, even if you want, gain a little extra income in retirement, right? So people realize that and they want to maintain their health. Here's number 3. This improvement, what I was talking about in step 1 and 2, or stats 1 and 2, is associated with a 20% increase in working or actively seeking employment. That's big. 20% increase from 2000 to 2022 of working or actively seeking employment. You know, there's never been more people retirement age that are working. And we're not just talking full-time, we're talking part-time as well. There's a lot of people hustling out there, doing those side hustles, getting some extra money. And why? Because they're healthier now. Because they feel like they can do it. They don't feel just used up after 30 years hard labor, or 40 in some cases, right? Yeah, it's a different time now. Number 4, there has also been an increase of 6 hours to the work week. Okay, is that positive or negative? I guess it depends on how you look at it. If you love your job, hey, you're probably not going to feel it. But for those other ones, you know, I mean, it's all about productivity, right? It's all about companies trying to get as much productivity out of workers as possible. 6-hour increase since 2000 for a week, that's a lot. So instead of what used to be a 40-hour work week, is it now a 46-hour work week? Guys, you tell me, what experience have you had? Are you asked to work longer hours? I know, when I was working, I would sometimes work voluntarily longer hours just to be caught up on stuff, especially on the weekend. If I didn't have all my stuff finished by Friday, I'd go into the office or, before we could really work remote, and work 3-4 hours on a Saturday to make sure I was all caught up for that Monday. So I wouldn't go in Monday and just get swamped with the stuff I had to do and the new stuff. Maybe, but a 6-hour increase, that's huge. Dare I say, huge. Number 5, additionally, there has been a 30% rise in labor earnings. Okay, that's good. What is that? Well, inflation, things cost more. Yeah, so you might need a little more money. So in that case, it's good. Is that a function of being healthier, being able to work longer? Could be. If you've been in a job for 30 years, instead of retiring at 60, you retire at 70. Well, I'm sure between 60 and 70, you're going to get a little bit more money, right? Could be a function of that. Not sure, but you tell me what you think. Number 6, healthier aging could contribute a bright spot amidst the rise of the silver economy. What does that mean? That means back a couple minutes ago what I was talking about. Nowadays, there are more people over 60s working than ever. Also, you got the baby boomers, right? A lot of them who are retiring. So the silver economy, is that a positive or a negative thing? Depends on what side you're looking at it from, right? I mean, you have more people that are retiring, so more people that rely on Medicare, Social Security. So in that case, it could be a negative when they're talking about the silver economy, right? But on the positive side, you got more people working. So is it increasing more output for the economy? 2 ways of looking at it. I'm not sure. And number 7, this also reflects the changing attitude toward greater contributions of older adults in society and the workforce. Okay, this goes to, the invisibility of older people. Does that mean this is getting better? If they're appreciating the contributions of older adults in the workforce now? I mean, to me, it's like, it doesn't matter if I was working or not. Once I arrived at, let's say, 45 years of age and older, especially 50 and older, invisibility. It's almost like you get to that age and you're not really considered a productive member of society anymore, right? People just walk by in the street. Don't really say hi, don't really even acknowledge you. Even in some cases when you're talking in a group situation, I've noticed over the years, you don't really get acknowledged much. It's almost like they're saying, okay, you've outlived your usefulness. What do I need to listen to you for? Maybe this stat is saying, yeah, it's not as much as it used to be. Maybe older adults are being, they're still valuable. Before, when you reach 60, a lot of people might have been retired. Now they're still working until in their 70s sometimes. So a greater contribution to the workforce. Yes. No, you're not 70 yet, but what are you, 61? 62, sorry. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's a positive thing, right? I don't know about you. Well, you're probably the same as me. I don't like to be ignored. I don't like to be being seen as invisible in society. Maybe this is a change in the attitudes. If so, that's awesome. There you go, guys. There are 7 stats that say 70 is the new 50 now. What do you think about that? Let me know. And as always, from the lovely, somewhat noisy high desert, we got this.